Welcome to this brief tutorial on the closing paragraph. Now, what is the purpose of a closing paragraph, and why do you need to include one in your essay? Well, the closing paragraph is an important element of your essay because it ties up any loose ends and really helps clarify certain points you've made in your intro paragraph and in the body of your essay. It is also important because it helps reiterate the message you made in your thesis statement. Remember, closing paragraphs are always an ending or a closing plus more to think about. There are three distinct areas or sections of a closing paragraph. The first part of your closing should review any specific points you covered in your essay. In this section of your closing, you should include a restatement of your thesis statement. Don't forget to complete this action. Remember, you don't want to simply copy and paste your thesis statement. You want to restate it in different words. Next, once you've restated your thesis statement, in the second part of your closing, you'll broaden your scope. Say something a little bit more general about your subject that will help keep the subject alive in the mind of the reader. And finally, you should include a call to action in any argument essay. So if you're writing an argument essay, make sure you include a call to action at the end of your closing paragraph. Once you've included these three elements in your closing paragraph, you'll see that again, your closing paragraph is always an ending plus more to think about. Let's look at a sample closing paragraph here. As you can see, this sample closing paragraph begins by restating the thesis statement in different words. Here our topic deals with the idea of pit bulls, so it clearly states the point or the main message of the essay. Next in this closing paragraph, after the thesis statement has been restated, you'll see several general facts, followed by, yes, a call to action. We see that in green here, and followed briefly in black. Finally, this sample paragraph ends with a final original thought, or something more to think about. Remember, a closing always leaves something for the reader to think about. So as you're writing your closing paragraph, remember that your closing should do all of the following. 1, it should always restate your thesis statement in different words. 2, it should always review the main points you made in your essay, emphasizing any special point or maybe one of your strongest points that you made in your body paragraphs. Next, if it's an argument essay, remember that your closing paragraph must contain a call to action. You're asking your reader now to do something now that they've read the information you've presented in your essay. And then finally, after that call to action, you should always end your closing paragraph with a final original thought, something that leaves a lasting impression in the mind of your reader. Let's review one last sample closing paragraph. You'll notice in this sample closing paragraph, again, it begins by briefly restating the thesis statement that was made in your intro paragraph. Notice this one begins with a transition. Finally, it is evident that funding sports programs in school is a great way to encourage students to be successful in school, get good grades, and follow their dreams. Again, this begins with a solid restatement of the thesis statement. Next, you'll find that it's followed by some general points that were made in the body paragraphs of the essay. Again, include your most important points here in your sample closing. Next, you will see that the writer has included a clear call to action. Now that you've read the information about this topic, what should you do about it? And then finally, it ends with a solid original thought. Sports programs in schools are a key factor to student success, and they must be encouraged. This encourages the reader to think about the topic long after. Now that you've watched this tutorial on how to write a closing paragraph, remember to keep calm and finish strong. You're almost to the end of your writing project. Have a great day.